Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to A1 English Podcast, the show where we make real English feel simple, natural, and, honestly, a little bit fun.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jessica. We are so happy that you're here with us today.
Okay, before we jump in, quick reminder. If you're learning English and you want to keep improving naturally, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, please do that, because when you subscribe, you're not just supporting us, you're actually supporting your own English journey, too.
All right, so today we're talking about something that almost every single English learner deals with at some point, no matter their level.
Oh, I already know what this is about.
Motivation. Or more specifically, how to stay motivated when your progress feels really slow.
This is such a big topic. I think almost 80 or 90% of learners hit this wall at some point. That moment where you think, am I even improving at all?
Exactly. You study, you watch videos, you do your lessons, and then one day you just feel stuck, like nothing is moving forward.
And that feeling can be so discouraging. Some people even quit completely because of it.
But here's the good news. By the end of this episode, you're going to have real, practical tools to keep yourself motivated, even on the slow days.
Not magic tricks, not fake motivation quotes, just real strategies that actually work.
So let's start easy. No stress, no boring lectures.
Just real talk, real experience, and real English.
Let's get into it.
And actually, before we start, I want to say something important. If you're listening right now, especially if you're feeling a little discouraged about your English, I just want you to know you're already doing something powerful.
That's so true. Just by listening to this podcast in English, you're practicing. You're already a little bit ahead of where you were yesterday.
Exactly. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's talk about this together, like friends, not like a classroom.
I love that. Okay, let's really dig into it now.
Okay, Jack, let me ask you something first. Have you ever learned a new skill, maybe not even a language, and felt like you completely stopped improving?
Oh, all the time. Actually, when I was learning to play guitar, there was this period where I practiced every single day and I felt like I was getting worse, not better.
That's exactly the feeling so many English learners have. And it actually has a name. It's called a learning plateau.
A learning plateau. Okay, so break that down for us.
So basically, when you first start learning something, your brain is absorbing so much new information so quickly. You learn new words, new grammar, new sounds, and you feel progress every single day.
Right. That early stage feels amazing. You learn 10 new words and suddenly you can have a whole conversation.
Exactly. But after a while, your brain has already learned the basics, and now you're working on smaller, more detailed skills. Things like natural rhythm, subtle grammar differences, or understanding fast native speech.
And those things take a lot longer to notice, right?
Exactly right. Improvement is still happening. It's just happening quietly, in the background. You don't see it every single day like you did at the beginning.
So the problem isn't that you stopped improving, the problem is that improvement becomes invisible for a while.
That's the key point of today's whole episode. Slow progress is not the same as no progress.
I love that. Let's say that again for everyone listening. Slow progress is not the same as no progress.
So why do so many learners feel discouraged then if it's totally normal?
Great question. I think it's usually for two reasons. First, we compare ourselves to other people instead of comparing ourselves to who we were yesterday.
Oh, that is such a common trap. You see someone speaking so fluently online and you think, why can't I do that?
Exactly. And second, we expect learning a language to be a straight line, going up every single day. But real learning is never a straight line.
It's more like a wave. Some days you feel amazing, some days you feel like you forgot everything.
That's completely normal, and honestly, it happens to native speakers learning new skills too, not just language learners.
So today, we're going to give you real tools to handle those slow, frustrating days and stay motivated no matter what.
And actually, I want to share something personal here too, because I think it helps to hear real examples.
Please, go ahead.
When I first started learning Spanish a few years ago, I remember hitting exactly this wall around month 3. I felt fluent enough to order food, but every time I tried to have a real conversation, I froze.
Oh, I know that feeling so well.
And for a while, I honestly thought maybe I'm just not good at languages. But looking back now, that was completely untrue. I was actually improving, just in ways I couldn't see yet.
That's such an important story because so many of our listeners are probably in that exact same place right now, feeling stuck, feeling like maybe they're not good enough.
And that's exactly why we wanted to make this episode, because that feeling is temporary and it's incredibly common.
Let's do it. All right, let's talk about our first key point. And this one might be the most important thing you hear in this whole episode.
I'm ready.
Change how you measure your progress.
Okay, explain that a little more.
So, most learners measure progress by one big goal. Something like, I want to speak fluently. But fluency is huge. It's far away, and it's honestly a little bit vague.
Right. It's hard to feel motivated by something that feels so far in the future.
Exactly. So instead, we measure progress by small, specific actions, not by how perfect your English is, but by what you actually did.
Let me give a real example. Imagine you're a learner who just finished a whole week of daily English practice.
Okay, I'm listening.
Instead of asking yourself, am I fluent yet? You ask yourself, did I practice today?
And if the answer is yes, that's a win, even if you only practiced for 10 minutes.
Exactly. You could say to yourself, I showed up today, and that's enough.
That's such a healthy way to think. Now, many learners make a mistake here. They say things like, I'm still not fluent, so I failed.
Oh, I hear that all the time. That kind of thinking honestly destroys motivation faster than anything else.
The problem with that thinking is it only focuses on one final result. So every single day feels like a failure until you reach that one goal.
So instead, we could say something like, I learned 3 new words today, and I understood a full sentence in a video without subtitles. That's progress.
Exactly. That's a much healthier and more accurate way to see your learning.
Let's give another example to make this really clear.
Good idea.
Think about someone who's preparing for a trip abroad and they're nervous about speaking English with real people.
Okay.
Instead of thinking, I need to speak perfectly by the time I land, they could think, this week I practiced ordering food in English 3 times with an app.
And notice how specific that is? It's an action, not a feeling.
Exactly. That's the key. Actions you can measure, not vague feelings you can't measure.
So remember, when you feel unmotivated, don't ask, am I fluent yet? Ask, what did I actually do today?
Not complicated at all, right?
Not at all. And it changes everything.
Here's one more small tip that goes with this. Keep a simple list, maybe in your phone notes, where every day you write just one thing you did in English.
Oh, I love that idea. Even one line, like watched a video without subtitles or learned the word disappointed.
Exactly. And after 2 or 3 weeks, go back and read that list.
You'll be shocked at how much you actually did, even on the days that felt slow.
That list becomes proof, real, written proof that you are moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it in the moment.
Proof always feels more convincing than a feeling, especially on a hard day.
Let's give one final example here, just to make sure everyone really understands this idea.
Good, go ahead.
Imagine a learner named Sarah. She's been studying for 2 months, and she feels frustrated because she still can't watch a full movie in English without subtitles.
Okay, so if Sarah measured her progress the old way, focused only on that big goal, how would she feel?
Probably terrible, like she's failed, even after 2 months of real effort.
But if she measured progress the new way, focused on daily actions, what would she notice instead?
She'd notice she practiced almost every day, she learned around 60 new words, and she can now understand short conversations that would have completely confused her 2 months ago.
See how different that feels? Same person, same 2 months, completely different experience, just because of how she chose to measure her progress.
That's the whole point. The goal doesn't change, but how you feel about the journey changes completely. Okay, now let's move to our second key point, and this one is just as important.
This one is equally powerful, honestly.
Focus on consistency, not intensity.
Explain what you mean by that.
So, a lot of learners think the best way to improve fast is to study for hours and hours in one big session. Then they get tired or life gets busy and they stop for 2 weeks.
Oh, this is so common. People study really hard for 3 days and then completely disappear.
Exactly. And that stop and start pattern is actually worse for your brain than studying a little bit every single day.
Let's make this super practical. Imagine two learners. Learner A studies for 3 hours on Sunday, then does nothing for the rest of the week.
And learner B studies for just 15 minutes every single day, Monday through Sunday.
Which one do you think improves faster?
Learner B every time, even though the total time might be similar.
Exactly right. And why does that work?
Because your brain builds language skills through repetition and small, regular exposure. It's like building a muscle. Daily small workouts build strength better than one huge workout followed by rest.
That's such a good comparison. Now, here's a common mistake people make with this idea.
Oh, let's talk about mistakes. These are always so helpful.
People often say, I don't have time today, so I'll just skip it and do double tomorrow.
And the problem with that is, tomorrow gets busy too, and suddenly a week has passed with no practice at all.
So instead, we should say, I only have 5 minutes today, but 5 minutes is still better than zero.
Much better mindset. Let's practice this idea together. Imagine you had a really busy day. Meetings, family, errands, everything. What's one tiny English habit you could still do?
Everyone listening, pause for a second and think about your own answer. Here's an example answer. You could listen to one English song on your way home, or read just one paragraph of an article before bed.
Did you think of something similar? If yes, amazing. If not, don't worry. That's exactly why we're talking about this today.
Small, consistent habits build real, lasting motivation because you never feel like you completely stopped.
And that feeling of never stopping is honestly the secret to long-term motivation.
Let's talk about one more part of this idea because I think it's really important. What happens when life gets in the way completely, like a really busy week or even an illness?
That's such a good question because it happens to everyone eventually.
In that situation, the goal isn't to feel guilty. The goal is simply to protect the habit, even in the smallest possible way.
So instead of a full lesson, maybe you just say one English sentence to yourself in the mirror.
Or you listen to 30 seconds of an English song while you're making coffee.
It sounds almost too small to matter, but it keeps the identity alive. You still see yourself as someone who practices English even during a hard week.
And that identity, I am someone who learns English, is honestly more powerful for long-term motivation than any single study session.
That's such a beautiful way to think about it.
All right, Jack, let's talk about a few more common mistakes learners make when it comes to motivation.
Yes, because mistakes are honestly some of our best teachers.
Mistake number 1, comparing your beginning to someone else's middle.
Oh, I hear this all the time. People watch someone speaking English fluently online and feel instantly discouraged.
The problem is you're comparing your first month of learning to someone else's 5th year of learning. It's simply not a fair comparison.
The fix is simple. Only compare yourself to your own past self. Look back at where you started, not at where someone else currently is.
That single change in thinking can honestly transform how motivated you feel.
Mistake number 2, thinking one bad day means total failure.
This one is so tricky because it feels so true in the moment.
Someone forgets a grammar rule or freezes during a conversation, and suddenly they think, I'm just not good at this.
But one moment, one conversation, one mistake does not define your entire learning journey.
The right way to think about it is, that was one hard moment, not my whole story.
I love that. And the last common mistake? Only focusing on grammar and rules and forgetting to actually enjoy the language.
Oh, this is huge. Many learners treat English like a test they need to pass, instead of a tool for real communication and real connection.
Many learners think studying harder always means studying better, but actually enjoying what you're learning keeps you coming back day after day.
The right way is to mix in things you genuinely enjoy. A show you love, a song you like, a hobby you're passionate about, all in English.
Now, if you recognize yourself in any of these mistakes, please don't panic.
Everyone makes these mistakes. Even people who are already fluent made these same mistakes once.
The important thing is to notice the pattern and gently shift your thinking one small step at a time.
Progress over perfection always.
Let's add one more mistake, actually, because I think this one is really common too. Mistake number 4, believing that motivation has to come before action.
Oh, tell me more about that one.
So many learners wait to feel motivated before they start studying. They think, I'll start when I feel inspired.
But honestly, motivation often doesn't come first. Motivation usually comes after you start, once you feel that small sense of progress.
Exactly. So instead of waiting to feel ready, the fix is to just start with something tiny, even when you don't feel like it.
Action creates motivation, far more often than motivation creates action.
I really believe that. Small action, even 2 minutes, almost always leads to a little spark of energy to keep going. Okay, let's put everything together now with a real practical example.
Yes, let's make this really concrete for everyone listening.
Imagine you're a learner who used to study English every day, but lately you felt unmotivated and you've barely opened your books in a week.
What would you actually do using everything we talked about today?
First, let go of the guilt. Remind yourself a slow week doesn't erase the progress you already made.
Then, shrink your goal down to something tiny. Instead of study for 1 hour, try open the app for 5 minutes.
And finally, track what you actually did, not how fluent you feel. Write down, I practiced today, and let that be enough.
See how gentle and realistic that sounds? This is real, sustainable motivation, not some unrealistic all-or-nothing pressure.
This is exactly how long-term learners actually succeed, little by little, day by day.
Now, everyone listening, I want you to try something right now, or right after this episode ends.
Choose one tiny English action for today. Maybe it's listening to one song, saying one sentence out loud, or reading one paragraph.
Say it out loud right now, even if you're alone, even if it feels a little silly.
Because practice, even small practice, builds real confidence over time.
And if you miss a day, simply start again tomorrow. No guilt, no drama.
That's genuinely how real learning works.
Before we wrap up, let's answer a question we hear a lot from our listeners. Jessica, what's a question people often ask you about motivation?
Oh, one of the most common ones is, what if I've already tried everything and I still feel unmotivated?
That's such an honest question, and I think a lot of people feel exactly that way.
My honest answer is, motivation naturally comes and goes for everyone, even for people who are already fluent, even for us.
That's so true. Some weeks I feel super excited to learn new things, and other weeks I barely want to open a book.
And that's completely human. The goal was never to feel motivated 100% of the time.
The real goal is to build small systems and habits that keep you moving forward even during the weeks when motivation is low.
So, if you're in a low motivation week right now, please be gentle with yourself. You haven't failed, you're just human, and you're exactly where every successful learner has been at some point.
Beautifully said.
One more thing before we move on, something that really helped me personally. Find a small English community, even online, where you can share your wins, even the tiny ones.
That's such a good point. Motivation grows so much faster when it's shared with other people who understand exactly what you're going through.
Exactly. Celebrating a tiny win with someone else makes it feel real, and it makes you want to keep going for the next one.
So maybe that's your homework after this episode. Find one person, a friend, an online group, even us in the comments, and share one small English win from this week.
I would genuinely love to read those. It makes our day every single time.
All right, let's quickly review everything we learned today.
First, we talked about learning plateaus and how slow progress is not the same as no progress.
Then we explained how changing what you measure from big final goals to small daily actions keeps you motivated.
We also covered how consistency beats intensity and why 5 minutes every day beats 3 hours once a week.
And we talked about common mistakes, comparing yourself to others, letting one bad day feel like total failure, and forgetting to actually enjoy the language.
Remember, you don't need to be perfect.
You just need to keep showing up, even in small ways.
English is a tool for real connection, not a test you either pass or fail.
So keep practicing, keep speaking, keep making mistakes, and keep learning.
That's the real journey, and honestly, it's a journey worth enjoying.
If this episode helped you feel more motivated today, please hit the like button.
And if you want more real, honest English conversations just like this one, subscribe to A1 English Podcast.
We upload new episodes regularly to help you improve your English naturally, one step at a time.
Thank you so much for learning with us today.
Keep going, keep practicing. We truly believe in you.
Bye, everyone.
See you in the next episode.